VNN's Brittany Harlow here. On December 30th, the FCC released their mandated semi-annual Marketplace Communications Report 2022. If you're like me, you couldn't wait to read it. 322 pages of media updates and competition assessments. If that was not your cup of tea, reading 300 plus pages of mass comm information, VNN took the liberty of breaking it down into 10 pages of key takeaways. And if that still doesn't excite you, welcome to the Communication Keys Lightning Round, our top of the crop key takeaways of this latest report. 69% of adults and 79% of kids live in a wireless-only home, no landline. The median age when a child first receives a cell phone is about 10 years old. The number of nationwide mobile wireless providers dropped to 3, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon Wireless. They spent a combined $7.8 billion on advertising in 2021. Also that year, app downloads hit 230 billion worldwide. 88% of the time people were using the internet on their phones, it was an app, excluding web browsers. The top 5 downloaded apps of Q2 2022 were Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, WhatsApp, and Snapchat, in that order. Most people have 80 apps downloaded on their phone, but only use 9 every day. Local news advocates say local broadcasters remain the main player of local news in their communities, and giant tech uses them without paying fair compensation. 85% of people have a smartphone and 53% of people own a tablet. The highest demos of people using smartphone-only internet are young, BIPOC, have a high school or less education, making less than $30,000 a year, and live in urban areas. Access to high-speed internet and multiple providers is much lower in rural and tribal land areas compared to urban areas. Spotify tops the list of online audio services used most often in both share of total listeners and share of smart speaker owners, followed by YouTube Music. Subscribership to multi-channel video programming distributors like Comcast, Cox, Dish, and DirecTV has declined since 2013. From 2020 to 2021, they experienced a loss of 6.7 million video subscribers. Meanwhile, subscribers to online video distributors like Netflix, Amazon, and Disney Plus is growing. People stream them on the big screen 77% of the time, despite viewability on mobile. Most people pay for more than one of these services. While OVD viewership grows, cable and broadcast television viewership is falling. In 2020, a record 1,116 TV stations aired local news, but only 710 of them produced local news themselves. Other stations aired local news produced by another station. 2 station groups reach more than 50% of households across the entire country. Scripps reaches a whopping 71%, and Nexstar 62%. While the FCC's Communications Marketplace Report 2018 included the buying and selling of television stations, 2020's report and 2022's did not. The biggest recent TV deals included Tegna, announcing it is selling itself to private equity firms Standard General and Apollo Global Management in February 2022. This latest report also did not mention the FCC's recent media ownership Supreme Court battle or subsequent victory by name, Prometheus 4 on April 1, 2021, which effectively removed media ownership restrictions. Local ad dollars continue to flee local broadcasters for online. Newspapers suffered the largest decline in local advertising revenue, falling $3.6 billion. Local advertising revenue for broadcast TV, cable TV, and telecommunications companies had a combined drop of $4.7 billion. In contrast, online local advertising revenue grew to $65 billion. National ad revenue for online platforms also increased, up $7.2 billion from 2019 to 2021, while national ad revenue for broadcast TV stations fell $1.1 billion. Total broadcast radio revenue dropped $3 billion during that time. Several large owners of radio stations have recently started heavily investing in podcasting. 90% of adults said the internet has been essential or important to them personally during the COVID-19 pandemic. 93% said their kids have had some kind of online instruction. 40% said they use technology or the internet in new ways. 29% increased their speed, reliability, or quality of internet. Many employees moved from dense metro cities to smaller towns or rural and suburban areas to take advantage of the ability to work from anywhere.